Hey, good morning, everyone. Phil Monteleone, the book peddler here. I'm actually making my way down to Midtown Scholar Books to visit with Eric and his wife, Kathy. They run that shop down there. Eric came to visit me, what was it, like a month ago now. So I'm up and at it. Freezing this morning, early morning frost. It's like a competition around this town as to who turns on their heat the latest. So I've been holding out, and now it kind of hit me because shoot, when you're sleeping cold, boy, it's tough getting up. But I'm on my way there. Then I'm gonna head out to Maryland and maybe get into another bookstore. We'll see, but I'll give you the little tour of Eric's place. I don't know if there'll be time to interview them because they have a lot going on. They run a big book sale this time of the year, big tent sale, and there's a lot of activity. But I'll see what I can do. So anyways, I'll give you the grand tour. All right, guys, that being said, I'll click it on when I get there. Hey guys, so I made it to Midtown Scholar Books, and I've gotten firsthand access, the special treatment from Eric in a new building that they're opening up. It's a collectible book room, and this is gorgeous. He has taken me on a wonderful tour of this shop. This is in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and guys, I highly recommend you come. This is the real deal. This is what bookstore is all about. They have everything you could want. They have beautiful ornate bindings, antiquarian books, modern books. I'm going to take you around. You're going to get a first look at this because they're doing their grand opening tonight, which I'm sure he's very excited. Look at the tin on the ceiling. That's awesome. I like that. But he's been running a tent sale out here, and I'm going to get him on the camera a little bit to talk about it. And this has been a real treat. I highly recommend it. All right, so this is Eric, the owner of Midtown Scholar Bookstore, and he's treated me on a wonderful tour here. We're in his new book room. Eric, can you introduce yourself to the listeners, the followers?
Hey everybody. I am a big fan of this amazing channel. I had a chance to have Phil come visit us here in Harrisburg, and I think he's been impressed. This is our new collectibles building, because it's more than just a room, here at Midtown Scholar in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And so everything in here is over 100 years old. And it includes books of all type, but also ephemera. So we've got maps and postcards and trade cards and sheet music. So a little bit of everything. Anything having to do with paper and books, we've got here. And the nice thing about the room is you can come on in and you can touch and handle everything. We don't have anything behind lock and key. A lot of the books are fragile, but they're fun, and you should be able to find just about anything you could possibly want here. You got a great spread here. Now you've been here for 20 years, you told me, and he showed me the system and everything out back there. They're running a beautiful tent sale. Yeah. I'll take you guys out there in a minute, show you the front of the building. What got you in the books, Eric? Well, I was a book lover first, and I met my wife in graduate school, and she's the only person I knew that had more books than I did, and we hit it off, and we used to love to spend our weekends and our time just going to bookstores. And this is back in the 90s when there were still a lot of bookstores around, and more than there are today. And we loved it, and we thought we were going to become teachers, but the lure of the printed word just did it.
You're still teaching.
You're still teaching in our own way.
So when did you know it could be a viable business?
Well, that's a good question. I have to say that, when I was just getting into it, I wasn't sure how do you accumulate these books? Would it be possible to even fill a store? But we moved to Pennsylvania. And we discovered, boy, every town has a library and a library sale and estate sales. And the Book of the Month Club used to be here across the river. And there's just a lot of books. And so I started going to sales. And we started out of our house and then eventually bought a little walk-up store. About the size of your store, Phil. And then eventually we grew. And we grew to the store that is next door. And now, today, 20 years later, we're finally opening the final chapter here, which is the collectibles room. So,
I'll tell you, it's very inspirational, starting from the humble beginnings in the house and building it to this. So a lot of people on this channel, it's their dream. I actually just got 2 messages today of young guys who want to open bookstores. Do you have any advice for these younger guys or even older folks, that want to do something like this?
I do. Find an established bookseller and learn a little bit from them. Get into the business. Make sure this is something you want to do. I know that when we started, there was a retiring bookseller that basically helped us out. He was done. He gave us his stock, and it was terrific. And at the bookstore here today, I've got a couple young people that work for us that want to open their own bookstores, and so they're sort of treating it like an apprenticeship. They get to know how to describe a book, how to do things like deal with difficult customers, and everything that happens in a bookstore. But you can do it, and we started it without any experience or background in it, and we've just grown over time. And you get to know what people are looking for, what they want to buy. And we've got an interesting business model because on the one hand, we'll sell stuff online, but also we have a lot of walk-in traffic and a lot of foot traffic, and so we can sell books that people are looking for that maybe are penny books online that people want to read. I was using examples of famous novelists,
Sure.
So the Mark Twain section is hopping, and Virginia Woolf, and all the great authors. So that's fun.
You have a lot of fun doing this?
I do. It's our passion.
I can kind of tell.
Yeah.
it comes through.
And one of the things, so all these older books, which are sort of fragile, we've tried to figure out a way to over time, put them in their own place, which has got some climate control, but also is user friendly. So it's not too pretentious in here.
Yeah.
Every book on this entire wall is $50 or less. So there's nothing too crazy about it.
I mean, if you're starting a collection, this is perfect.
I think so.
This is perfect because it's feasible for your average guy to come in, and it's not. The content, the quality of the material is excellent. I got some over there I'm going to show people.
All right, and it's hard to find these days because a lot of bookstores are just online. The open bookstores don't necessarily have the older books, and sometimes the antiquarian stores are just too expensive because you got to cover your overhead. So we've got a nice mix. And you go down the wall here, for instance, this is pretty neat. I think your viewers would find this
absolutely.
It's a little history of book design. So the earliest books, of course, are bound in leather and vellum, and so we start with those.
Yep.
You go to the pre-Civil War era, and you have the beginnings of these sort of gilt decorative types of covers. And then in the 1870s, it starts to take off. There's this guy named Eastlake who publishes this sort of style and architecture with all these interesting, this is an Eastlake type design. And then by the 1880s, you actually have people designing the covers, including famous cover designers like Sarah Whitman or Margaret Armstrong or Ann Morse. And these are all sort of design covers. Here's a neat one. This book here, if you look at it closely, it's a little soiled, but this is the most futuristic design ever, isn't it? I mean, you wouldn't think that this book is from the 1880s. I don't know if you would.
Yeah,
that's a cloth cover. Then you get into the 1890s. You start to see a little bit more of the Art Nouveau and the flowers and all these types of decorative designs.
Gorgeous.
And then all the way up to 1900, and you get almost to the present day, which is really, really pretty remarkable.
So you got your running history going right through.
Yeah.
From the start. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So keep moving.
So if you keep going along the store, all the books on this wall are sort of really interesting, and they're arranged by category, but they're not too expensive. There's a gift book here for just about everybody. And then we specialize in ephemera as well. So if you're into photography like I am, remember when I came to visit you, I bought some stereo views.
Yeah.
Well, these stereo views are so cool. This is one of the viewers. It's three-dimensional.
That's awesome.
You can see in there.
Yeah.
And we just have tons and tons of cards. Now they're $3 a piece. They're not the world's most expensive things, but they're all 100 years old. I think they're fascinating.
You enjoy the ephemera? How does it move well?
I think so. Yeah. Well, we're going to open.
Yeah.
Here. We're about to open. Phil, you were the first person to see the store.
I know, I'm honored.
You got the carte de visite, which are these small little cards,
cool.
And you have the cabinet cards, which were a little bit later. This is more like the 1880s.
Wonderful.
We even have tin types. You're familiar with tin types? Those are the a little bit earlier. You can see all these great Victorian personalities. And you can see the prices, all pretty reasonable.
I like some of your travel here.
You like travel?
We got some New York.
So now we're in some traveling areas. You got little guidebooks and exploration of Africa and North America, Europe, the world.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Aerial age. And here's another little interesting section. We've got a lot of illustrated books here, which are just beautiful. All these books are illustrated by famous illustrators like Howard Pyle. He's a famous illustrator. Some of them nicely bound. Little gift books are another fun thing. I don't know if you're too familiar with gift books, but in the 1830s and 40s, these were like little annuals that got published on a yearly basis. They're always very decorative, and this would be like your Christmas gift. So you'd give the gift of friendship, and a lot of them are inscribed for Christmas. That one has a pretty little inscription on it. September 1853, and this was a craze. That was a craze in America for a while.
I've had some of these. I have this one in the shop.
So this is Margaret Armstrong. She was one of those book designers I talked about. She always monogrammed her books. See the MA there?
Yes.
So that is her monogram, and she's one of the first individuals to design books to sell. This is the age before the dust jacket. So they're trying to make a sale of the book with the eye, right?
Yeah.
Aren't those pretty?
They're beautiful.
She's one of the best, and Sarah Whitman's another one. And I know you like John Burroughs.
Yeah.
So that's a famous.
Oh, it pulls you
cover.
right in, huh?
Don't they? And they just don't make them like that anymore. So you ask, why do you want a classic or a collectible book like that? Because at the time, these were works of art. These were things to be cherished. They weren't just mass market to be read and consumed. They were to be displayed and appreciated and loved and passed down as gifts from generation to another. So this is the type of book that you can't necessarily see everywhere, but not necessarily too expensive. There's plenty in there that are $35, and but there's some that are $75, but they're all really quite nice.
Oh, they're
make
gorgeous.
A great book.
Absolutely.
So this Van Dyke series, she designed like 5 or 6 books. They're all similar designs, and you find them today. They're not too.
I love that cover right there.
Yeah.
See the line guys.
So now we're on some of the fancier areas. This is like European history. There are some things. This is a neat one. This is painted vellum, Phil. So this.
Oh, no kidding.
This is somebody who's done a vellum cover, and they've sketched it, and then hand sewn it.
Wow.
Let's get the title there for you. Sketches in Italy. Yeah. So that's a Toschnitz's edition.
Very nice.
Famous European publisher. So. Wow. Yeah, and we've got maps and prints. Here's this sort of cool over here too. If you like famous authors, there's Poe, of course, but let's see. Some of them are more famous than others. Let's see who else we have. Here's Cooper. Familiar with what Cooper looked like? Got a couple versions of Cooper. There's Tennyson, Longfellow, a few others.
Very nice.
They're all in there. If you want a vintage thing, that would be a hand-colored lithograph original from a book that's about 100 years old. If you're interested in
that is great.
Birds, and we didn't take these out of books, but they were collected years ago. Sometimes people would extra illustrate a book. Do you ever have any books that are like that? You collect these illustrations of people, and then you bind them in to a larger book, and you do additional illustrations, which is a fun thing. We've got some books
kidding. That's pretty neat. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they called extra illustrated. That was another Victorian craze.
Gotcha.
See, the Victorians they were collectors. Let's go over here, and we can see this side. Oh, and the maps too. We should show you that. So we're really strong in Pennsylvania maps. So if you have a town in Pennsylvania that you're familiar with, you can open up and you can see these. These are also hand colored. And all just really pretty.
Yeah, that's awesome.
From those atlases that were popular in the 19th century.
Gorgeous.
County histories. And I know in New York you have a similar thing, but there's like 62 counties in Pennsylvania, and we've got lots of the various Victorian county histories.
You probably hit them all here.
Yeah, there's a lot. But they are pretty neat.
Wonderful.
And there's just a couple more things. Back here, we've got sheet music, which is fun. We have indentures. We've got more prints of famous authors. We've got manuscripts like letters and Victorian trade cards and magazines. Here's a famous. Oh, Norman Rockwell.
Oh, there you
You
go.
want to capture a copy of the Saturday Evening Post? Well, there you go. You can just pick that up. That is reasonably priced. Yeah.
This is a beautiful setup, man.
Come with me, Phil. I'll show you the back.
Okay.
Because the front. Well, I told you, all those books are 35 and 50. We have another thing where we have a flat rate area. We call it the book barn, and everything from here back is $20. Okay. So if you look around, all the books 100 years old or older, but arranged sort of meticulously in different ways and sections, but everything's sort of priced inexpensively.
Oh, this is phenomenal.
I think you can probably spend hours. We'll go back to the very back, and just sort of enjoy it. You can stand in front of literature here, in front of some Dickens sets or some other types of things. So.
Yeah, this is wonderful. I really appreciate the tour, and I know that everybody on here is going to enjoy this. I highly recommend people come down. You're going to find something here, guys. I mean, it's impossible not to. So
Harper's Magazine, periodicals, you get those all
You know
the
what
time,
I would
right?
love to do? What would be cool is maybe in the summer, I could carport some people down here and come for a visit, you know, and get them through the books. But it's been wonderful. I really appreciate you having me. Good luck at the grand opening, of this new shop. It's wonderful. Thanks for everything, Eric. I'm going to take these guys into the main building now. So that's Eric, guys, Midtown Scholar Bookstore.
Nice to see you.
All right, so here's the sale going on in the tent outside. We got a lot going on. Here's the building itself. Midtown Books. Let's get you a better view. They got this building as well. It's awesome inside. So let's go inside. We'll show you what's going on. Hello. I'm just gonna take a little bit of a video. That's fine. You sure you don't want a cameo? There you go. She treated me right. All right, we'll go through here. They're beautiful murals. It's the art section up here. We're gonna go to American history. See what's in the cases. Look at these awesome ladders. So I got here right as it opened. Now when Eric came to my shop, he bought a bunch of books relatable with this material here. Kind of comic stuff, graphic novels. You guys saw my big pick in Florida. That's where a lot of it came from. Some great posters on the wall. Let's go down here. Check out the cool book presses. A lot of different book plates here. This one's cute. Now over here, you guys recognize this book? I got this one in the shop right here. Chaucer. John Uri put it together, 1721, I believe. British imprints. American. It's a gorgeous space. Do a walk back here. Guys, check out the longest eyebrow hair in the world. Look at this. That's attached to my head. Have you ever seen something that long? All right, quick bit of info that you don't care to know, but I had a chest hair once that was 6 inches long. That's gotta be a world record. Look that up. I bet you that's a Guinness Book of World Record. All right, good morning, everybody. So this is the next day. I was supposed to go to the big opening, and I fell asleep on this bed. I just crashed immediately when I got in here, so I just kept sleeping. I was tired from the trip, but I'm gonna go back today, take some more video. But what I want to do right now is actually show you my book purchases that I made yesterday, why I made them, and everything was very reasonable. Again, because I know my customer base, I know what they're looking for. I can very confidently select out books and for the shop. So anyhow, I'm going to show you what I got. First of all, here is the Harrisburg Book Festival. Write this on your calendar, October 19th through the 23rd. I believe he keeps it the same every year. Sorry about the poor lighting, guys, but here's the schedule of events. So awesome. All right, let me take you to books. These ones I'll start with. I got in the tent, the Underground House book. I have a copy of this. The reason why I bought it is because I have a buddy that wanted one too, and I refused to give him mine. So that's for him. This one I thought would be good in the New York section, Journal of a Voyage to New York. This here is a conspiratorial base report from Iron Mountain, and my buddy Mike, I know, would love to have this book. So I got that one. This one, the Fabulous Fantasy Films. My buddy Ken in the shop, I believe, would really enjoy this book. So I got this book with him in mind. And then the Labrador Retriever book. I have sold this in the past, and I don't have a copy now. So there's another copy. So that was cool. Now let me take you to the books that I got in the new, that I had the privilege of going into the new shop. This is Canoe and Saddle. Again, excuse the lighting. Let me see if I can. We're going to get some shadows. But this one's titled Canoe and Saddle. Take it to the title page. I know somebody that was looking for this title, and now they'll have a chance to purchase it off me. So 1863, Adventures Among the Northwestern Rivers and Forests. Very popular type of content in my shop. This one is Audubon, the Naturalist. See if you can see that spine under there. I'll show you the title page. Again, naturalist type of stuff does good in my shop. I like the date on it. I like the illustrations. So Audubon, the Naturalist, A New World, His Adventures and Discoveries, 1863. Very cool book. This one, I have a customer that loves big game hunting, and Amwell Press. So this is Game Glory and Bitter Blood, an African hunting heritage book. I've done well with Amwell Press in the past. signed, limited. There's a little bit of foxing, but it's not going to kill the sale for me. So, really cool book with the slip box. There you go. This one I got for the shop, Cooning with Cooners. Again, we got a lot of hunters in my area. And this is going to go great in the shop. Second edition. Very cool. Let's see if we can... There we go. I like raccoons. They're crafty little things. And then I bought this book for myself, Our Friend John Burroughs. I haven't heard of this title. And I like John Burroughs. And so I thought I would get this. There's some newspaper clippings of him. Again, he was a naturalist writer from the Catskills. So... really, really cool. And then this book was gifted to me because I do well with German material. So anyways, I'll flip it to myself. So anyways, guys, I'm going to go back, take a little bit of video. This has been a wonderful, wonderful trip. I just want to say quickly before I go back that Eric and his wife run such an impressive operation. They've started basically at ground level, how I did, and they grew it into just acquired real estate as it came up. A ton of work went into this, and it was really awesome to see his system and the advances he's made throughout the years. You know, you continue as you go, you continue to refine, figure out what works. And I definitely was listening and learning a lot from him, and him just looking around and seeing how he operates. And I'm really appreciative that he took me on that tour, because it was great. It gave me some ideas. You can learn a lot from other booksellers, and you know, this guy has a template that's obviously proven successful. So trying to implement that template or portions of it is going to be great. Also, shout out to Alex. I talked to Alex for a bit. He helps Eric with some of the listings when it comes to antiquarian books and stuff. And Alex actually first found my videos, and then I believe showed Eric. So that was it was cool meeting you, Alex. And of course, you know, if you ever come to upstate, I told you I'd pay you double what Eric's paying you. I'm playing. I know you're going to be watching this, Eric, so I had to put that in there. But anyhow, the staff's very friendly. Everything is very nice there, and it's been very enjoyable. So I'm going to go back, take a little bit more video of the main shop, and I hope you guys are enjoying this. Used and Rare travels in the book world. Bought this one for myself on a couple's experiences, book buying and stuff like that. I've been reading stuff like that lately that relates to my business. Geronimo's Own Story. I bought this from my shop. You know, it's hard to go wrong. Probably $8 book. But, you know, again, it's not like I'm making a killing, but I know someone's going to want that in the shop. So, bought that. This I bought to look at for myself. Cults and Non-Conventional Religious Groups, Silva Mind Control. Real niche stuff, but this stuff has been pretty popular in my shop. So again, I buy what I know is going to sell, or have a really good idea that it's the potential of it to sell. The Communistic Societies of the United States, I bought this for myself as well. It's the classic eyewitness report of the economists, Zorrites, Shakers, Amana, Oneida, Bethel, whole mess of them, 19th century communistic societies. So again, I just kind of have an interest in early American history, and I thought this might be an interesting book. So anyhow, you got to buy something for yourself every now and then. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me. I hope you enjoyed the tour of Midtown Scholar Bookstore. It's been a real enjoyable experience. Thanks to Eric for having me, his wonderful staff. Appreciate everybody. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm off to Gettysburg, guys, and then to Maryland. So until next video, take care.